And truth be told, it's probably because they were really jealous and saw how much potential you had, but just didn't want you to see it. I'm just saying that's just a side note for somebody that I'm throwing out there. Moving right along. Jingle bell. Hello, Aries. Welcome to your December 2019 reading. I'm Princess India. If you are new, if you're family, welcome back, my friend, and whatnot, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And stuff, and things and stuff. For the 99 and the 2000. We're going to go ahead and jump right into your cards. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and solstice, or whatever holidays that you celebrate or don't celebrate. But happy that. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to go ahead and jump right into you guys' cards. We're going to ask Spirit to give us clear and direct guidance for if my cards will cooperate, for Aries for the month of December, please, Spirit. Anything that they need to know, anything of utmost importance, I ask that come to the forefront in this here reading. You know what I'm saying? As always, Spirit, I thank you in advance. Because I know you're good for it. And whatnot or whatever. So anywho, I don't know, I'm on one right now, Aries. Don't judge me. So the central issue we have here is the Page of Pentacles. This is challenged by the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Fascinating. Your below energy is the World in reverse. Oh, that's what I thought. I mean, it's looking like, I'm just going to go ahead and throw this out there and finish turning over these cards, but there's inspiration you guys have to work on something, some project, or I don't know, gift or talent or something of the sort. It's a creative vision that you guys have within you that you should be putting energy into. And I think that the thought is, when this inspiration comes, the first thing you do is think about like getting educated on this thing, whatever it is. So it's like, oh, I need to go take an online course. Like, I have this inspiration to want to start this kind of business or do this creative thing. And you're like, let me go to online school, or let me go back to school for this. But what's funny is that what I'm seeing is you guys already possess the talent to do whatever this is. And I mean, not to discredit, because y'all know I'm all about education. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to things that you need licenses and certifications for, please God, in America, get those. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that you need to get credentials for things you need credentials for. Like if you decided like, hey, I want to be a therapist, a plastic surgeon, a nurse. Please go to school for these things. You know what I'm saying? But if you decide you want to start a business, you don't necessarily, like, if you're a painter and you want to start a business like selling your art, you don't necessarily need to go to school for that per se. You know what I'm saying? You can ask the right people. But I understand your desire to be prepared, right? So I feel like you guys are inspired, but you're not acting on the inspiration is because you've stepped into logistics. But you already possess what you need to do what it is you're trying to do. Just saying. So anyway, past influence. We have the Page of Cups in the reverse. A little soul searching going on there. Then, oh goodness, we have the Strength in the reverse. Come on. Then going forward, oh, come on, Aries. We have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. What is going on in America? Okay. Aries, I love you to death. What's coming into my mind is what we talked about last month, right? So we talked about this whole little leech energy thing that was going on and how Spirit had something for y'all, right? And how the reason why this thing was being held back was because this little leech energy needed to be removed. Because if this gift would have come while this person or situation would have been here, it would have pretty much vamped it out of you like it's been doing. But here's the thing. In December, my wonderful Aries friend, I see you guys doing this to yourself, right? Now, this is to be expected. Because if this is like a narky kind of energy, which is what I was picking up on last month, like someone who made you doubt yourself, whether that's, relationship partner, parent, boss, whatever it was. I see this as like residual energy. So the thing that I'm seeing is here, especially with the strength and reverse being you guys above energy and the world reverse being you guys below energy. The world reverse is telling me that you already possess you possess everything inside of you to act on this thing. But with the strength in reverse being in your conscious energy, it's like you're doubting yourself and your ability. So it's like you're holding yourself back because you're deeming yourself not qualified, right? Now, what I'm seeing in your past influence with the Page of Cups in the reverse is like, I feel like coming out of November, especially if you guys did the reflection questions from the November recap, you had a coming to Jesus moment with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You took a long, hard look in the mirror, you know? But I feel because this influence of the strength and reverse, like your perception of yourself or your ability being a little distorted, a little tainted, I feel that what came out of that self-reflection wasn't the full holistic perception of yourself. I feel a lot of what it is that you guys got from going within was more or less under the umbrella of less than, not good enough, you know? Now, for those of you who don't resonate with that, if you're feeling like you're the bomb.com and you're about to slay this and you got a whole plan, then I'm probably not talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations to you, my friend. You know what I'm saying? But for my Aries people that are in a place, and I'm laughing because it's like, man, it reminds me of the energy I picked up on in Aquarius extended, and I kept laughing with one of the groups because I was like, it was like a very lighthearted energy, and that's the same thing I'm feeling for y'all because it's kind of like, I don't know, man. It's like somebody who is like I'm just going to use this example because it's the first thing I heard in my head, but it's like somebody who's like a spiritual giant. You know what I'm saying? Like your psychic gifts are like on fleek. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell me what I had for breakfast this morning. You could tell me what my great great grandmother, like, I don't know what kind of cake she had on her 16th birthday or something. Like you're gifted like that. All right. And you're like, let me take this online course on how to tune into my psychic gifts. That's why it's funny, because it's like the magnanimousness that I'm seeing of the gift that is aligned with the inspiration you guys got to act on is so magnanimousness, ed. I'm making up words here. Is that freaking awesome, right? But it's more or less because of whatever it is you guys have disengaged from or who it is you guys have left behind. So like I say, whether this is a person or a job, like, you know, a boss who was like, you know, always beating you down and making you think that your work wasn't good. And truth be told, it's probably because they were really jealous and saw how much potential you had, but just didn't want you to see it. I'm just saying that's just a side note for somebody that I'm throwing out there, moving right along. But because of the negativity that this person has projected onto you, you have internalized it. So you're not able to see yourself in the fullness of who you are. So you're technically holding yourself back and not acting on the inspiration because you think that there's more training you need to do for something that you're already a master at, right? So where this should be you stepping into like, you know, like your glorified state or whatever, it's kind of like you're bringing yourself back to square one. But I understand because the way that this energy looks, like you're very committed. You probably got like a backpack and like a little pencil case and stuff, and you got your highlighters and stuff, and you're ready to work. You know what I mean? It looks like you're being very strategic about this and you're ready. But you don't have to do this because you're holding yourself back. I mean, this energy, dog, it's literally like y'all are so committed to where I'm seeing this energy is very much channeled. Like y'all are focused. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying for those of you, like I said, if this is a group of people, because I can split it into two different groups. and I can use myself as an example, and I'm gonna throw myself in there because I'm an Aries North node. You know what I'm saying? So I got Aries in my chart there, so I'm gonna throw myself in here. So the two ways that these groups, I'm sorry that I'm giggling, y'all, but it's so adorable. It's really cute because this is an adult that I'm talking about, and you're excited about this like a freaking kid, and that is so damn adorable. I'm just saying. But now this is making me think about my son because my son is an Aries. It's like, is he excited about school like that? Or maybe it's basketball. Anyway, we're not going to make this that much about me. So anywho, so the thing that I'm seeing is with the two different groups, how this can manifest and how, both of you guys can kind of learn from each other. Those of you who have innate spiritual gifts, and where this relates to me is the fact that I always say, like, yes, I went to school to be a therapist, took my little board exams, get my little state license and my national license, right? My little board certification and things. But I feel that the way that I work as a therapist, my approach and so on and so forth, how I do what I do is not because of what I learned in school, right? Because all my spiritual gifts that work along with that. So in order to help people the way that I help them, did I have to go to school to do that? No. Like, going to school didn't make me psychic. You know what I'm saying? Didn't give me spiritual gifts. Like my clairvoyance ain't kick in. It's like, here's your master's. And it's like, oh, no, I'm clairvoyant. So no, I didn't need to go to school for that. Even with me reading tarot, I didn't need to go get a master's degree to read tarot. You don't have to do that. What? All right. So here's the thing. I wanted to help people in a way, because I'm a stickler, that was scientifically proven. I wanted to help people within the medium of therapy, so I went to school to be able to do that. Because although I know I could have spiritually counseled people, I could have been a coach and stuff like that, I could have went that route. I wanted to have something that was a little bit more girthy behind me, because despite all the gifts that I have, I just like spiritual things to even still have, data and research in support of them. It's just me. I'm an earth sign. I'm just saying, don't judge me, okay? Moving right along. So I went to school, got the credentials that I needed to do what I do now, right? Didn't have to go to school, but it was just a personal thing where I felt like I wanted to, if I wanted to help people in that capacity, because I just personally didn't feel right coaching and stuff like that without an actual degree. And not saying that there's anything wrong with that, right? That's just my personal thing because I'm a stickler, right? Now, taking into account our other group of people, you guys would fall into the group of a person where you're highly spiritually gifted. And let's stick with the whole thing of you being psychic, right? You're highly spiritually gifted and you're psychic, right? But it's like you're almost going to like, oh, well, in order for me to be psychic, let me go get a master's. No, you don't have to do that, right? So your desire is not to literally utilize the modalities of psychology and the theories and all the therapeutic approaches. You're not about all of that. But the other group of Aries that I'm seeing are putting themselves in alignment with that when you don't have to do that. You could literally start working today. Maybe you might want to take a little online course or something in reference to maybe like bookkeeping or something with a business or something like that. Like little skill sets that are going to help you start a business being psychic or reading tarot. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to go through a whole course of study for that. You could start tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So those are my two groups of people. So depending on what it is you're doing or wherever you fall, right? You know which one you are, because I can't tell you that. Only you know that, right? But the thing I'm saying is with both people, I feel like the thing to take note of is to kind of not cross stuff. So like I said, if you're trying to be a nurse, a therapist, a plastic surgeon or something like that. Now I'm thinking about people who do the butt injections. That's not a real thing. Like, I don't even think in plastic surgeon school, I guess that's just regular medical school. I don't know. They don't do the butt injection thing. They just put like actual implants in people's butts, but that's neither here nor there. So there's no school for that. If there is, don't trust it. But moving right along. But if you guys are trying to do something within the realm of being board certified, it's like, yes. By all means, if y'all are feeling led to go that pathway with schooling, then most certainly do that. But if you guys aren't trying to do something where you need to be board certified, don't subject yourself to having to go that pathway when you don't, because not everybody has to do that. So I'm seeing it in the sense of it being rooted in self-doubt for the group of people who are trying to get some sort of course or certification or qualifications when you really don't need one, because it's rooted in a sense of self-doubt, right? And then I would even say for my other group of people, there's gifts and talents within you that are lying dormant that I can still tell you with going to school, it's not going to be the course of study that you go through that brings this out of you. Like for the people who are actually going that traditional pathway, it's like the education isn't going to manifest your niche, like the unique thing about you that only you can do what you do that particular way. Like that's something that you cultivate on your own. So for those of you who are just starting school or going back to school or considering going back to school for some type of, professional certification or degree or whatever, it's like, know that just learning knowledge is not going to bring those special gifts out of you. That's literally something that you cultivate on your own journey. But the most important thing to note with all of this is that both of y'all are holding yourself back. So even if you can't practice in whatever it is you're going to school for now because you don't have the credentials yet, don't think that that should stop you, that you can't fully embody your gifts until you have this particular certification. Do not practice saying that you have the certification when you don't, but you can still do things along those lines. So I always say, like, for people who, if you're going to school for, like social work or counseling or whatever within those realms, and it's like, you feel this charge to still help people, it's like become a peer leader or become a life coach or, a Reiki master or something like that. Well, I'm not going to say Reiki master because I ain't even going to put you into going through a whole nother line because that is a whole nother ordeal. Okay. So scratch that one because that's a whole nother course of study that's going to add on to what you're already doing. So I ain't going to tell you to do that. But I mean, something that you could do like with like a weekend seminar or something like that. Or like a month-long training or something so you can start helping people now. Don't hold yourself back from doing that with my other group of Aries people, because you're pursuing something more professional that may take longer. It's like still work on your own personal development with your gifts and whatever space you can help people with that now, because all of that experience that you have is only going to add to what it is that you guys are trying to do long term. But the whole root of this, and BTW, pick card 1, 2, or 3 because I'm picking the 3 cards for the extended. Then we're going to get into you guys' surrender card and throw the dice. But the whole thing to take away from this reading is seeing the ways that you guys are holding yourself back and how that's intricately related to self-doubt or feeling less than in relation to people, jobs, situations, relationships, whatever that you guys have left behind in the past. And the whole key in the month of December is you guys seeing your capability and ability now and aligning with that, right? And not being afraid to step out. Because the thing that I'm seeing is y'all are being inspired to act on it now, It's just 2 different ways. And for those of you who don't need like a professional course of study or something, I'm going to need you to go ahead and start that business today, babe. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Go get your little LLC, get your little website, Start working on that now. Dag nabbit, holding yourself back and whatnot. Thinking you're not qualified. Gotten all the tools and resources and whatnot. Make me spank your butt. I'm just saying. Moving right along. Did you pick your cards? Pick 1, 2, or 3 quickly. Or pause me. Okay. So if you pick card number 1. Whoa. We have past lives. That's deep. Sweet baby Jesus. That's deep. Your group number 1. If you pick card number 2, we have possibilities in your group 2. And if you pick card number 3, we have totality in your group number 3. Fascinating. This card, they got so much going on with this card. Jeez. It's like it's sucking me in. So I'm going to sit these to the side for our extended and what's not, well, whatever, and go ahead and pick you guys surrender card. But I don't know. I feel like this energy is just so adorable to me. So I feel the whole month of December for my Aries is all about you guys coming into your power and seeing yourself as more liberated, man. Holding yourself back and things. Sitting up here doubting yourself unnecessarily. With your little backpack and your little pencil case and your little highlighters. You know what I'm saying? It's cute. Whoa. Surrender to the wisdom of your body. Are you guys studying somatic therapy? I don't know. Let's jump into what the card says. Listen to your body's messages about a person or situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. This reminds me of the very last question in the November recap, where we were talking about something along from that, like how you could tell if something was high vibe or low vibe. And the first description of this, feeling physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. That reminds me of that energy that came up for you guys last month. And I think that's something that's extremely important to apply as like a standard going forward, is when you encounter people that make you feel the way that that little leechy person I described in November makes you feel, you really need to listen to your body. For some of y'all, it might be looking into somatic therapy. That's literally the first thing that I heard when I looked at it. I'm just saying. Yoga, meditation, whatever the case may be. I'm just saying. But it's positive nonetheless. I'm so excited for y'all on this lick. I really am. But it's using your five sentences as well as your physical body to be a marker for what it is that your spirit may be trying to tell you. And there's some people who learn things that way. Because, I mean, for every person that's, empathic or hypersensitive or intuitive, psychic, whatever, all of us get, messages differently. And I feel for those of you who may just be kind of mastering your spiritual gifts and stuff, it's a need to pay attention to certain stuff that you're feeling. Whether it's like, because, for me, like whenever something is like very high vibrational, like if I'm listening to a person speak, the way that I know that a person is speaking clearly from spirit, like spirit is inspiring this person to say whatever they're saying, is like the center of my chest sets on fire. Like it feels like, somebody set off like a 5-alarm fire in my chest. And that's my sign over time. It took me a minute to realize that's what it was. Because I had to start realizing, like, what am I doing when this happens? And I started to realize when a person is speaking truth, something that aligns with me, this sets on fire. So that's kind of the vibe that I'm feeling with this. And I feel like with y'all, it's kind of overlooking those things. And I still feel like I need to say somatic therapy. Like, I feel that's something some of y'all might want to look into, because we're talking about like the body-mind connection and talking about like healing from trauma and how, and there's another really good book. I'm going to write that down and link it below. I love how this is coming up. It's a really, really great book used in trauma therapy. It's called The Body Keeps Score. And it doesn't go like into the, intricacies so much so of somatic therapy, but that more or less would be a great therapeutic intervention to utilize for that. So, those of you out there who are social workers and things of the sort, you know what I'm saying, and therapists and stuff, because I got a whole bunch of y'all that follow me and things. But that's a really great book if you don't have it to have in your library, even if that's something that you're going through. Energy Healers too. I would say that's a really great book. All the, Reiki masters out there and tappers and things, EFT people and so on and so forth. But the book is The Body Keeps Score. I'm going to link it below in the description box. But when we're talking about somatic therapies, and this is something that can help for you if you are a survivor of trauma or if you work with trauma people, it's like cell memory in so many words. So certain things that we go through, like it's trapped in the body. So when we're talking about somatic therapy, what we would be doing working with a client is working on that mind-body connection, because there's a disassociation from mind and body when people experience trauma. So the whole purpose of of the interventions you would be utilizing is to reconnect that dynamic. Because a lot of times when people have experienced trauma, you know, they disconnect, disassociate, and they feel out of touch with their body. So almost like it's something distant to them. And those modalities are, you know, you're going to do talk therapy and things of the sort, but then you're also going to be focusing on, you know, where the person is feeling it in their body, or when a person, you know, is processing trauma, like do they feel it in their shoulders and so on and so forth. And you're going to use interventions that are connecting the mental space to the physical space. I love how I just gave y'all a whole lesson on that. I get really excited when I talk about things dealing with therapy. I apologize. You can go ahead and ask a yes or no question. Some of y'all loved it. But I'm going to link that book below. I get really excited when I talk about therapy, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm like, oh my gosh. All right. So the answer to your question is, oh, okay. Yes, in a few months. Sorry. Venus. Why does Venus keep coming up? Then we have Pisces, we have Virgo, and we have Friend. So yes, in a few months, Venus, Friend, Virgo, and Pisces. Now we're going to throw the dice that have no name. If I could find that. Oh, right in front of my face. I'm going to get my life together. Don't judge me. The dice that have no name. I enjoyed this reading, Aries. It's given me life. And I think you're just so damn adorable. I'm just saying. All right. We have the number 6. We have, I forgot what planet that is. And we have Aquarius. So let's take a gander. What planet is that? Ah, Neptune. How appropriate. I just wrote down some... No, I lied. I wrote down stuff about Uranus. Never mind. Okay, so Neptune. That is one of the spiritual ambassador planets. So we're talking about the golden aura, Christ consciousness, and agape love. And I can just say in the world card, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got that whole golden aura going on. I'm just saying, that's just confirmation for me that y'all are already qualified. I'm just saying, moving right along. So the golden aura, Christ consciousness, agape love, you're being challenged to become more than human. It's a call for change and growth in your consciousness. Your motivations are shifting from personal to spiritual. The pilot of your soul's evolutionary drive or desire is attracting outer events and situations into your life that reflect the inner needs. These provide the stepping stones for your spiritual growth. More specifically, in a reference to Neptune, it says mystical and emotional yearning for union with God. That was for dramatic effect. But I'm just saying, we're all talking about seeing the God in you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Spirit is sending you that through the little spidey senses in your body and things of the sort and whatnot or whatever. Feel like y'all are going to have several epiphanies when you read The Body Keeps Score. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm going to stop. Let's see. Number 6. I'm in a silly mode right now. We have, you guys, major arcana for the month is the Lover's card. And we're talking about balance and harmony. What's no longer serving your highest good? I can tell you the answer to that because I'm inferring all up on you. Is you guys holding yourself back from being awesome. I'm just saying, you got something inside you that needs to come out. And then I feel the need to say to somebody out there, somebody, I got a word for you. You don't need to go to school to write no goddamn book. Okay? You had the idea to write this goddamn book for I don't even know how long. Write the damn book. And if the book is already written, can you just go ahead and just self-publish it? Stop waiting for a publisher. Publish the damn book. You understand? That's been your reading, Aries. I love your freaking face. I'm going over to Vimeo, so if you're about that life, you can follow me over there. So I can scream out more random things like that. You know what I'm saying? But if not, I still love your freaking face. For my group 1 people, what it is that you guys are dealing with, it changes the meaning of the world card to you guys. Because it's the world card in reverse, that's the underlying energy or the root. The root of what it is that you guys are grappling with and what you grappled with last month and have been grappling with probably for most of your life. This is unfinished business. For my group 2 people, what I feel I need to tell you guys and stress heavily is, and like I say, I feel that for all of you, But I feel for group 2 people, you guys feel that you're limited in what it is that you can achieve. The purpose of this coming up for you guys and the overall energy that Spirit wants you guys to know this month is group 3 people. The thing that I feel for you all, I feel that group 3, you guys need to find central focus, right? But I feel that you guys are kind of spreading your energies out everywhere. So if we were to go back to examples that I gave over on YouTube, like how I was talking about if you're going to school for like a professional licensure or some type of professional career, and how I was saying that there's things that you could do in the meantime. Oh God, this is a disaster.